Welcome to the Safety Third podcast. This episode is a very special episode. We have our normal hosts and then our new, I think almost basically permanent host at this point, Bernard.
Hello.
AKA
Welcome back.
Chubby Emu, the internet's favorite doctor who shows you how you could die if you do the things that you think about. You know the, what do you call the invasive thoughts? Like, what if I ate this whole jar of vitamins? What would happen? You know, like, are you gonna... When Kevin and I tried to make cotton candy out of Flintstone vitamins as a way to trick kids into eating my vitamins. And imagine if they got into the stash. But now we know.
I wish that stuff worked out, man. I really wanted to try the sour cotton candy.
It's impossible to turn Flintstone vitamins into cotton candy. I want to share a comment that I read. I think that we should start this episode off with some positivity. This is a comment to kind of get us going. And the audience
I'm
is the
scared.
best part of this podcast. It's not us. We don't need hosts. We just need viewers. Even if we didn't make podcasts, you could have the viewers sit for an hour and a half just staring at a screen, imagining the podcast existed. I'm not going to read the name. I mean, I could. It's not bad. It's more funny. Bro, Will or Zach, start linking your Patreon to videos and this channel. There is 0 links other than that in the last video where you guys mentioned it. Come on, run this channel better. I want this channel to be successful, as I love it, but you guys are running it into the ground. This is like, you know when your parents are not, they're not mad at you, but they're disappointed. It's like the worst way to make your parents upset.
And you kind of know that he's right, maybe.
Right. You guys barely promoted it. Look at Trash Taste. They started their podcast around the same time, and their viewership is much higher. 1 million views for every episode. Now we're being compared to our sister. Like, your sister is like getting better grades and is going to law school. And look at you. Look at you're a doctor, but you make YouTube videos. You're a chemist, but you make YouTube videos. Kevin, you're a dropout, but you make YouTube videos.
I've never even heard of Trash Taste, to be honest.
I went and watched it after. But
I thought it was cool.
Even though the host's individual channels have way less view count than yours combined, they never stop promoting it. So every individual viewer of each of their channels knows about their combined podcast. Alan, Kevin, Peter, Will, and Nigel barely promote this podcast. I have literally never promoted it. What do you mean barely promoted?
I promoted it once.
Oh yeah,
I put
twice.
it in my community posts.
My
Nigel
defense is
doesn't
I haven't
post videos.
posted. I haven't posted a video, so
All right, it keeps going.
my opportunities were very few.
We never promote it, while Joey, Grant, and Connor promote Trash Taste in almost every video on their individual channels. Even their guests talk about Trash Taste on their own channels, thus broadening exposure and viewership. Come on, guys.
You know.
Kevin promoted it though. Kevin is
did
the
promote it.
best out of all of us.
He is. I promote it on Twitter.
Who is Trash Taste anyway?
It's like an anime.
Yeah, clearly they're not promoting enough to Kevin.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the anime man.
guy, right?
For Kevin to hear it.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
watches? Who here watches anime? Bernard, do you watch anime?
I don't.
What? Thank you,
Even
Kevin.
though I make anime jokes about my hair or whatever, like the only one I've ever seen is Dragon Ball Z,
That counts.
but like the English version, right?
The dub the dub version.
Yeah. Although there was a long time ago where the Dragon Ball GT was playing back in like the 90s on like cable in Japanese. It was
Yeah.
good, but
Like
I
sub?
didn't know what they were saying.
Oh, not even sub.
No, it wasn't sub. And then it used to be Sunday night that they would play it, and then Armored Trooper Votoms would play right before it. I forgot what the channel was, but it was like this bizarre like Illinois Japanese channel that you got on cable. That I think we weren't even supposed to have
weird.
it when we had it.
It's like a bug. They assumed nobody was gonna watch it. I don't know, dude. Anime is like, it's so easy to watch and it's so like forgettable. It's like brain dead. I think that's why I like it. I have this theory. I mean, I think Kevin's gonna be probably only a major contributor to this theory. Do you watch sub or dub? Look at, we're becoming Trash Taste. That's sort of the my
God,
separation.
okay.
We're gonna. I've watched about 20 minutes of one of their podcasts. So I don't really know entirely what they do, but
All right, for
sub or dub.
It's funny. I'm so tired when you said, do you watch sub or dub? I was like, that's literally like a thing.
if it's an actual live action TV show or movie, I watch the sub. The sub. If it's an anime, I'll watch the dub.
Why live? Wait,
Because-
like a live. What
He
live
wants it
action
to
Japanese
match.
stuff have you watched?
Not like, but like no, like a movie in a different language, like a, you know,
Oh.
a Korean movie or something like that. I'll watch the sub, but if it's a TV show like an animated one, I'll watch the dub, because it's like
Why?
when the translation is wrong to their mouth, like if the subtitles in the actual language like dub mess up, I can't watch it, so I have to watch the sub without the dub.
So, but I mean, like, if you're watching a foreign film, you would rather it be
Yeah.
dubbed. But then the mouths don't line up.
No,
Is that what
I'd
you're
rather it be sub
talking about? Oh, you the foreign film you want sub, but the anime you want dubbed.
dubbed. Yeah.
Wait, but the foreign
I don't
film, then
get-
you're just gonna read the text. Wait, do you mean it backwards? You
No,
want the
no. So
foreign
like, say
film-
you're watching a movie, like
Okay.
I don't know, old
I'm
Old
watching,
Boy or something.
What's the oldest movie ever made? I'm trying to think.
It's like, I
Sharknado
don't know,
4.
but-
Okay, I'm watching Sharknado.
so say like the subtitles, the guy says, "Oh, I'm going to kill you," and then the voice actor says, "I'm going to make you wish you were never born." And then they'll both.
We don't
it's like
watch
whoever
the
does
subs
the
and the
subs
dubs at
and
the same
whoever
time.
does. Well, I always like to have the subtitles on.
Oh.
That just- Yeah.
It just helps
And
the
also like
ADHD.
the voice never matches the scene. Like no matter how good the voice actors are, it just never matches the rest of the scene or the rest of the tone.
Yeah. I hate dubs. Really bad.
Hey,
Do you?
So there's like on YouTube,
Yeah.
there's these channels who they'll do like something en español, right? So they'll dub their own videos, or they'll hire somebody to dub the videos for them. I remember a couple years back they were saying that in like Russian YouTube you want to dub it because it's just that much more popular over there.
So you want to
heard
make
that?
a English YouTube video dubbed with Russian?
Yeah.
Because I've seen like Creo-san will do a Russian YouTube video dubbed in English, and it's like it works, but it's also kind of a different viewing experience, right? It's almost like a
Yeah, Thomas
narration.
Frank does it. I think he used to do it at least, but there was like he would be talking in English, and you can kind of hear the English, and the volume's really low. But then like there's somebody who's speaking Russian, and it's like to me it's like I don't know. I find it kind of bizarre, but like if it reaches more people, then why not, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I just think like if you sit down and you're given the choice to like watch, man, I can't believe you guys don't watch any anime. What about like Full Metal Alchemist? Like there's some classics that are just
I don't like that.
What? Did you watch
I
it?
like. Yeah, I don't like that type of anime. I like slice of life animes. I don't like the action
Really?
ones.
I like
yeah, they drive me
robot. I
crazy.
like the giant fighting robot anime.
Dude, that's my least favorite
What?
kind of anime.
Oh
I'll
my
never
god,
watch.
friendship ended
Sandra,
with Kevin.
my girlfriend,
Anime
that's all
is
she
my new
watches.
best friend. Yes, Sandra is my new best friend.
I can't do it. She watches like Evangelon and all those
God,
other like.
it's like garbage,
Monster
which is
Hunter.
why I like it though. Okay,
It's
here's
good
my
for
theory.
like having on in the background maybe.
That I like subtitles on Japanese anime because the anime is so because anime is so stupid. The subtitles help suspend disbelief, and it also keeps you from constantly staring at the image on the screen. So it almost makes the show feel more dynamic and more moving because bad animation can be hidden by subtitles because you have to pay attention to the subtitles. Does that make any sense? Like imagine in English, it's like, we must get to the quantum reactor core before it explodes and then my
Oh,
grandmother's gonna
God.
die as she's obliterated into 1,000 pieces. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It sounds stupid. But if it's subtitled, it talks about the quantum core. It's almost like a different universe. And so you don't have it's like a suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, I
How
think
many
I agree
comments
with you
are there
there.
going to be at this point in the video?
Dude, I don't know. No, I feel like generally, I think subtitles are people's preferred viewing experience. I think that's like
I think so too.
the French film, like subtitles are the way to go because the English dub a lot of times can be. Remember people complaining about Squid Game subtitles? Or I think you guys were talking about it. Were you talking about the grandpa or something?
Oh, it's terrible.
No,
my input on this is I think subs are objectively better, and the only reason you watch a dub is because you're willing to put up with it being worse because you don't want to have to. For example, like, well, not necessarily. Like, for example, maybe
I can't read good.
if let's say I had to edit. Yeah, let's say
okay.
theoretically I had to edit.
No.
Or work on the
What?
computer. Fine, just
How
work on the
could you
computer. in
possibly
general.
edit and watch a TV show at the same time?
Well, I definitely can't read subtitles at the same time.
Okay, am I crazy?
I've
Is
tried,
anyone-
it doesn't
anyone
work.
Else,
That
is
doesn't
anyone else
work.
on the same page as Nigel where you can watch a show and work on something at the same time, like editing?
That's why it takes them 4 months to get a video out.
Yeah.
But in the background, in the background, you can't pay
Yeah, but I
attention
can't
to
like,
it.
watch while I'm like doing like actual like work.
It is
That's
a
a myth. There's no such thing as multitasking. You can only split your attention.
Yeah.
You can't
That's
do
why I
it.
have a big screen, so I can have videos playing while I.
Okay. There's
Like, do
no
you
way
edit
you
picture in
remember
picture
anything.
on watching anime?
I don't watch anime because
Okay.
I refuse to listen to the dubs, and it's impossible to multitask and read
God,
the
we're-
subs.
Kevin and I
The
are more
dubs aren't
Japanese
bad.
than
You guys, well, it depends.
It
on the
depends
show.
on which one. Because sometimes they're good, but it's like it does depend. I agree with you on the live action. It's just dubs are unacceptable almost always.
Live
Okay, how about this? Do any one of you speak another language?
Define speak. Define another language.
So,
Yuck,
Nigel,
face.
probably.
so my, okay, my
Nigel will
parents
say he
speak
doesn't, but
English
I'll say he
and
does.
English, right?
I'd say Nigel speaks 2 languages.
Yeah,
3.
do
You speak Japanese too.
I speak 2.3 languages. No, 2.1 languages.
What's your Japanese
being
grade
modest.
level? Are you first grade, second grade? Where's your
If I were to actually, the best way to compare it is, let's say an actual first grade, right? I would say that I'm the equivalent of a 2-year-old in Japanese, barely
Could
able
you ask,
to
could
formulate
you
a
ask for
sentence.
could you ask for like chicken with noodles or chicken with rice? 'Cause, like, when
I
when
don't know what
Totino-
noodles or rice. I know it rice.
How do you say
but I don't-
chicken? Could you say like?
I don't
Cause,
know.
like we went to Japan, and we had just landed. We had just checked in our hotel. We were super hungry and cranky, and we went to get food. And that was like my first sort of cultural shock experience where I realized like I literally have no way of communicating with people natively. And we went to this noodle place. It was like I think they have a chain here, like Yasaboya or whatever. It's like the orange logo.
Oh yeah,
I think it
yeah,
was
yeah.
the same chain. And we were looking at the menu, and I was like, oh my god, chicken, but of course, literally, none of the words in English.
I can't read Japanese. I used to be able.
Well, I mean, I was speaking.
Well, the reading
if
is
I'm-
is easy. You just phonetically know what it is. You just don't know what it is.
Useful. So I was like looking for chicken, and because Chelsea was very cranky, so I had to solve the problem.
What is
with that.
chicken in Japanese?
And I couldn't find chicken. I was like using the translator app, but like when they use fancy fonts, it like doesn't work. And so I just straight up asked them. I was like chicken, and they're like, I think they just said no chicken. And I'm like, that was like the level of communication. I prayed
it
that
up.
they understood the word chicken in English.
It's apparently, literally, basically chicken.
What?
Is it like a
According to
phonetic,
Google
like-
Translate, it's just chicken. If you say
I can
chicken,
speak
they'll
Japanese.
understand you. What?
I'm a god.
I think it's just chicken. Or I don't know how to pronounce
Okay.
it. That's literally it. So if you say
like
it, they
this.
get. According to Google Translate.
Wait, really? Because I mean, it should like, isn't there like a derivation on like the
The
Chinese
meat
word?
might be different than the animal. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
'Cause,
Like how
they
there
had
might be.
chickens like 1,500 years ago. So
Well, it might be like how you don't go to the store or you don't go to a restaurant. Do you guys serve cow here? Like you're gonna say. Beef. Like there might be a differentiation. So when you ask for chicken, they're like,
Yeah,
you want
I
a
think
live chicken?
In
I don't
Spanish,
actually know.
In Spanish, there's like a word for like live fish and like dead fish, like cooked fish. Like the food fish is different than the animal fish.
Yeah, I think here doesn't have the English equivalent, but it seems like there is a differentiation between like chicken as a meat versus chicken as the animal. But they would know what you mean, right? Like you go to a restaurant, you ask for chicken, they'll just be like, "Hey, this guy obviously, we can figure out what he wants."
Wait, so hey, is this true? Because like I was on a kick of like watching YouTube, like travel vlog YouTubers, and like some of these people like they'll go into like the ghetto in like South America, and just like they'll just hang out with the locals, and obviously if they posted the video, you're only gonna see like the parts where they made it. But there was one thing about like they were visiting in Japan, and like it was clear that they weren't Japanese, and they got kicked out of the restaurant. They're like, you know, like outsiders are not allowed, like not Japanese are not allowed. Like, is that
we
for
had
real?
we had an experience like that.
I don't know.
Jeez. I mean, I'm just speculating, but it was kind of like the way it happened makes me think that it was. You know, we should make this whole episode about anime in Japan and entitle it that. And if it does better, then then we never talk about science again. We were in Japan, and somebody had told us there was a person that we had met who had a pet otter. So I had like, 'cause Chelsea really likes otters, and so I went online and tried to find, like, somehow use my YouTube clout to find somebody who had an otter, and I was able to do it. And
In Japan?
In Japan, in Tokyo.
Wow.
And so we went and met with them. It was like maybe 20 or 30 minutes on the train, which was like, it's this whole ordeal too of like just not knowing Japanese. Like the train line ended at one point, and the track continued, because they, instead of doing one straight shot, they sometimes do like a staggered, where it's like you have to get off and get on the next one to keep going. So we finally get there, and we hang out, do the otter stuff, which is, you know, it's adorable. It's a little goblin thing, but I don't think I'd ever want to pet, because it's like, you know, it's closer to a wild animal than a cat. Then they had a bunch of suggestions for us, so we kind of made these Japanese friends, which was amazing. There's nothing better than having like an acquaintance who's familiar. And they gave us a recommendation for this place near what's the city?
Shibuya?
Shibuya. I think Shibuya. They're like the Hello Kitty land.
I don't know
I
that the anime.
could be totally wrong.
Shibuya. It's like, isn't it?
I mean, Shibuya is like they're like Times Square.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Shibuya. Yeah, I think. And there was they told us to go to this place there, and so we get the address. We're searching for it, can't find it. Finally, like, go through this weird back alleyway. It's like this, it's bizarre. It almost looked like the back entrance of like some, you know, like workshop or something. And we knocked, and we basically, you know, say we want to eat there, and they said, like, either you need a reservation or no. Like, it to me, it felt like that they just didn't do it.
Just give you an excuse of what happened.
That was my immediate, like, it was just sort of like a go away kind of a thing.
They might just not have wanted to deal with tourists in general, you know?
Yeah, but like, you know,
I never had
charging
an
there.
experience like that.
Because you are less white than me.
I guess.
You look.
But everyone assumed I didn't speak it. I think there was one person once who spoke to me in Japanese and then immediately realized their mistake.
Okay. I've talked to other people who have like lived in Japan who say that it is a thing. Like, being a foreigner, like the way people ask you questions is like, how long are you here for? Not where do you live? Where there's like always this sort of implication of like your time here is temporary.
I wonder if that's built into the language, because it's like in Chinese, like people who are not from there, like the actual word is like outside country person. So it's just like it's like built into the language.
I feel like she had been there for quite some time, and I think she speaks Japanese very fluently, and I think that there just is this kind of subtle like outsiders are not as. Like,
But there might also be a thing that a lot of people just don't stay that long in Japan because they have a lot of the people who are there working and they don't speak the language.
It's not my anecdote. It's like sort of like a combined anecdote.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying. I feel like a lot of people that I know who've gone to Japan only stayed a couple years.
they couldn't take it after that.
I mean, the only people, or the only people that I know who went to Japan and stayed are like a couple relatives who are Japanese, and it's like they already knew how to speak it, so they just went in their 20s and just never left. But it's like, it
Tokyo,
seems
or
like
where?
Sorry?
Where did they go?
They're both in Tokyo. It's just like they didn't go there to visit. They literally, in their 20s, were like, we just want to live in Japan, and they just never came back. So they weren't really going there for work. They just decided that's where they live forever. But I feel like most people, at least my age, who I've met, it's to teach English, or it's some other thing that they think it's cool to go to Japan, and then they end up, after a few years, just coming back or going somewhere else.
It's a very cool city. Kevin, I don't think have you been to Japan? No?
No,
should
never
go.
been.
We should go when we can. It's like, I don't know. I think the
I'm
way
down.
I've described it to people is it's almost like it has like this kind of Disneyland mystique to it, except it's like an actual city. Like imagine a city that has like
Like the whole country, or just like Tokyo?
Tokyo specifically is where we stayed, but it was like almost kind of magical. Like it felt
It's like the vending machines. That's what adds to the Disney.
It was
the
like
Disney
perfect. It was
feel.
almost
It was bad
perfect.
though.
Why? Too
Well,
much
because
vending machine?
I bought a tea at every single vending machine.
I wanted to do a
and
video of like getting every drink from the vending machines, like
I
100
basically-
vending machine drinks in like 5 minutes, and it's just a video of like you buy it, sip, like a
It's
3-second review, and then the next one.
No, it was bad because like I was like, I want to try all the drinks, and one day, we stopped at one. I'm like, no way, they have coffee Coke.
Corn.
So
They have corn flavored drink.
What?
I think it's
Yes.
just, or is it just corn?
I don't remember, but I
think it's
liked it.
straight up corn.
like
I could
corn
be wrong.
water or something?
Well,
like
'cause they also have
espresso
hot
corn?
vending machines, so you can
Yeah.
get like hot drinks out of it.
I got
but-
I got like a bean drink too, a canned bean
Yeah.
drink.
But I went and got Coke and coffee, and then I drank it and was like, oh, that's okay. Then I walked like maybe a block or two. Then I'm like, oh, they have this energy drink I've never seen, so I drank that too. And I just kept drinking them every single. And
You
it was
almost
like,
became a Chubby Emu video.
well, no, I started like shaking. I'm like, oh god, I've had way too many. And then the biggest problem is you realize that because it's not, you don't think about it in real money. It's always
Man
just
became
like,
addicted to Japanese vending machines, and this is what happened.
but you just
to
put
his
you put your coins in. It doesn't feel like real money. Then you realize that you spent all your money on vending machines.
I just spent like $30 on drinks today. What the hell?
I did. Because
I
my
used to
brother
do
kept
that as a
getting
kid.
mad at me. How much
You guys know
stop
those
at
little-
everyone. Sorry.
You know the little vending machines like at the grocery store where you would like put quarters in and twist it and get. I would like raid my parents' like change drawers and like under the couch and everything. And then when I went to the grocery store, I would just sit there in the entrance for like 10 minutes. With, like,
That
two quarters,
is some
twist it.
ADHD shit if I have ever heard it. That is
That
some
was the original
serious-
loot box.
Yeah.
You know, I
Of
would
just
always try to,
sitting
you know,
there,
like the little, little gangster ones. You know, sometimes you could
Yes.
get like, or like the ones that you could get like little handcuffs for your fingers or like little toy guns. I would always
ever
try to
seen
get those. And
the documentary on that guy, the gangster toy vending machine guy.
no,
It was
the
like
homies.
There's a YouTube
Homies.
video. There's a really interesting YouTube video, and it's like it's kind of sad because it's like this guy clearly had like an empire at one point, and then he sort of just like never let it go after it died.
Oh,
And he like
really?
still does it today. Yeah.
Hey, I got a question. So speaking of anime, what about
Back on topic.
streamers watching it on screen?
Oh, that's great. That's brilliant, dude. I would do it too.
I don't- I
if
think it-
could,
I don't
you know,
think
if
that was a
had
big deal.
I mean,
I
it's
think it's
bad, but like it's.
How is it bad though? Like, what do you like? Everybody, what was it? Avatar? Like, what are you gonna do? It's like it's on TV, right? It's everywhere at this
interesting how
point.
it's such a can of worms, and it's like when they say TV meta or something, like are they like streamers are like they're pressured to stream for like
Yeah.
8 hours a day or
Yeah,
something.
I've done it. It's hard, dude. It's like I have this problem.
do it.
With,
Like I feel sick like
Yeah.
when I get up from the computer, like the lights are shining on your face for 8 hours. Like
I don't know when to stop.
they were
I'll just
smart,
keep-
if Nickelodeon or whoever owns the copyright was smart, what they would do is like let anybody watch the episodes and they would just put ads in the episodes.
Yeah.
It's like problem solved.
Yeah, what they should do is basically create like a I think, a watch along system, where if you have a Netflix account and there's Avatar on it, you can watch shows on Netflix in real time with the streamer, or have the streamer sort of like a part of the advertising income will go, or all the advertising income will go to Netflix, and then they'll just make money off of tips and text-to-speech and donos and stuff like that. But
When the
instead,
ads
I feel
play
like
like in the episode or something.
there's what did Gabe Newell, what is that his name? What's the Steam guy? Gabe.
Yeah.
Newell piracy. I'm gonna read this quote because I really like it. The easiest way to stop piracy is not by putting anti-piracy technology to work. It's by giving those people a service that's better than what they're receiving from the pirates. Which
That's
I
true.
have sailed the high seas for probably half my life. You know, I mean, everybody
Really?
does. When you're a kid,
Oh yeah.
what are you gonna do? You're gonna go.
Dude, I would
and
pirate everything.
yeah, I can't pay $20 a month for the Adobe suite. Like, I'm in high school. I don't make any money.
Yeah. Everybody's downloaded Adobe Photoshop CS6
Yeah.
at one point in their
Yes.
life.
Dude, I started at CS1.
So I
Yeah.
downloaded something one time, and it was a it was a virus to the point where it nuked my computer. It wouldn't turn on. It wouldn't boot. I tried reinstalling Windows and it wouldn't install. I don't know what the thing did.
That's a good one.
And ever
You
since
sure?
then,
That
I'm
sounds
like,
bad.
all
That
right,
sounds really
I'm
bad.
never downloading anything ever again.
And to this day, I only use paper and pencil.
There you go.
So you've only done one illegal download in your life, and you've already paid the price.
No, well, here's the thing. I didn't even actually get to use it because it was a virus. And I was like, it wasn't even an actual legal download at that point. It was something to
But here's the
screw me
thing:
up.
you had an
I think I was,
intent
like-
to download it illegally. That is enough
I
of a
think I was
crime.
like 16 when that happened, right? And it was like, that was the only computer I had, and like
Yeah.
that's it.
I've
Nuked.
definitely destroyed my fair share of computers.
Yeah. Oh man, LimeWire. Whew. I was
Yeah,
bad.
Kazaa, you remember those days? Morpheus.
No,
So
I
bad.
I remember only LimeWire. I think Kazaa, that was like
Bernard's
I don't
gonna
know. It
have
was
like,
you know,
you're
there's a
gonna have a
bunch of them.
couple
They were
years
all out
on
at the
us.
same time.
That sort of
Oh, I
tech was
guess,
changing.
yeah.
The peer-to-peer stuff was like really rapid.
Yeah.
It was like Napster at first in like '99, right? Like that was when Metallica was like going after. it.
Yeah, it was. I think that was it 99? I think. Okay, how old was I? I remember playing Neopets in elementary school, which was late 90s. So that means that all that stuff sort of started around the 2000s. So like late 90s, early 2000s, I think is when like the major P2P stuff, the peer-to-peer file sharing kind of occurred. Because I was in like.
It was definitely before I
elementary
was
school.
13. So
Yeah,
it was before, it was like right at the end of elementary school into like middle school.
Yeah. And so that would have been Napster around that time too, maybe a little earlier. So 1999 or 2000 seems right on the money.
Remember you could use LimeWire to download LimeWire Pro?
What were you trying to download that killed your computer?
I don't even remember. It was I think it was like this video editing thing I wanted to do because like I had like this big webcam and like we were just it was for like a project or something, like a school project. We were trying to do like stop and go animation with like Legos. And so like we were taking pictures with this webcam and it like we couldn't actually edit the video. And so like we tried I tried downloading this thing on dial-up and it nuked my computer and like I ended up buying a different computer in '99 and
Was
I
it-
made a video about that computer because I still have it.
Was it actually, did it
Really?
nuke your computer, or was your computer just such a piece of shit it couldn't run the software?
No, it was a virus. Like it was malware because I remember it. Like it played this crazy sound. Like when I opened, like it was an exe, and then like the
no.
sound, it was like this really creepy voice, and then like all of a sudden it blue screens and you see like this like stuff like scrolling on there, and then that was it. And then I couldn't turn on my computer. I tried booting into like Windows 98 and it wouldn't do it. I tried reinstalling with like the HP recovery disk and it wouldn't install.
Yeah, you probably have to
anything.
restall like a completely
I
fresh
feel like I'm
copy of
hearing
Windows.
someone recount a horrible, traumatizing event.
Like, it's funny right now, but like when those sorts of things happened, it was the end of the world.
Yo, I was so scared when I heard that voice play on my speakers, and I'm like, what is that? And then like you just see the stuff scrolling, and I was like, because I was 15 at the time, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
And like that was it. It was over. Like I didn't have a computer for like 4 months afterwards.
Yep.
Oh no,
That's-
my dad was a computer programmer, so like, I was breaking my computer all the time.
He would fix
So
it.
I'm like, Dad, got another one.
He's like, Kevin, what are you searching? Why are there a bunch of porn
Start-
pop-ups and you haven't even opened the browser?
I'm looking for StarCraft wall hacks, Dad.
Hey, that was
Or
you.
map hacks.
That was
me.
you.
Oh yeah, it was like the Fog of War cheat button multiplayer.
Oh,
It was
you're a degenerate.
I was really bad. I would
remember
try to
back
cheat
in
in
like
every
the Brood War
game.
days, right?
I have a
Yeah.
VAC ban on my Steam account from 6,000 days ago. I think.
Wait, 20
me pull
years
it up.
ago?
Was it? Is that 20 years? It must not
Yeah,
be that
it
long.
would've been
then.
like
15, 20
10.
years? Wait, I mean that's like the beginning of Steam, like in 2004, right?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I
That
played
would have been like middle school for you, like end of middle school or beginning of high school.
Yeah, because I remember playing Counter-Strike Source. Yeah, 6,007 days since my last ban, and they won't let me appeal it. I still can't play Counter-Strike Source or Go or whatever it was. No, it must have
Dude.
been Source.
I remember I did something and I pissed my dad off and he like threw my computer in the trash.
My mom.
He just literally
That happened
stuck
to
the
me
whole
in my
tower in
Game
the trash
Boy.
can.
I had like the brick Game Boy, and we had something called like a reading accelerator, and like I was like a freshman in high school,
Like-
so this reading accelerator, it was like a book that you would get from the library, and then you would take like a 20-question test, and it would be like extra credit. if you got, like,
accelerated
a-
reader.
Wait, I remember
Yeah,
doing that.
accelerated
Yeah,
reader,
yeah.
right.
I did that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So
I have no idea
I
what
took
this
a
is.
test of a book that I didn't read just for the hell of it. I got a 5%. I got one
must be
question
an
right out
American
of
thing.
20. I put it in my backpack. My mom went through my backpack and found out that I got a 5% on what she thought was a real test. So she got pissed, took my Game Boy, smashed it in front of me, and said, "You don't go failing school on my watch." And I was like, "You just smashed my Game Boy." And like I was 14, I was traumatized. I was like, "Wait, what?" Right? And I
Were you
think
just trying to,
I
like,
was- I
hit
was
all- like,
14,
go
so
through as many-
Pokemon had just came out. She smashed the Game Boy with Pokemon Blue in the thing. And I
Pokemon
had
Blue.
like 100 hours on there. I was like level like 99 or 100 on like the starter or whatever. And
was
I'm
your
looking
starter?
and like
Well,
that
that's
was like the end of my
first.
life when I was 14, man.
So much trauma.
Dude.
Bernard is just surfacing.
Who I know this is like child.
That
His
happened at
mom
14
smashed his
and then
Game Boy.
1
This
year
is what
later you-
happened to her.
You lost your Game Boy 14 and then you lost
Bernard's
your computer at
mom
15.
uses Dragon Rage. Dragon Rage is super effective.
It kind of,
Game Boy dies.
I guess like the biggest trauma there was.
So
that
what were you doing on accelerated reader? Were you just trying to bang out tests as fast as you can? Just like you didn't even read the book. You're just like clicking through trying to get points.
No, it was a joke, and like I remember there was another kid in like he laughed at me because he was standing behind me the whole time as I was taking this test, because it was like during lunchtime, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna do with the time? So like just take some random test about a book I never read, and like he like laughed in my face and it printed out, and he like threw it at me, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So like I just like tossed it in my backpack. I didn't realize my mom would go through my backpack and think that would be like a real test, and she's like, "You got a 5%? This is why your reading is so bad." And then just like smashes my Game Boy right in front of me.
Will,
with a
did you
hammer,
have
and I'm like,
accelerated
"What?"
reader?
I did, yeah. I remember I did the test on if you give a mouse a cookie, because I don't remember why I did it. I was just trying to like get points, and I think that you could.
What did the points
I don't
do for
remember.
you?
I did it, and I passed. You had to have so many points. Usually
You-
for like
you-
one of your classes, like your English class, you had to have so many accelerated reader points by the end of whatever the quarter or the year.
And you could get like other prizes too. So you get like, if you hit say 200 points, you would get,
We didn't get
maybe
prizes, we
$5
got
to
your
spend
back.
at the school store. You get like 500 points. You get like a pizza
We didn't
party
get
with the
shit.
principal. Oh no, my school turned it into a whole game. I was on there like all the time. Harry Potter books, knocking them out. I think I had like 600 points.
Oh my god.
I got
didn't
an
even know how
ice
to
cream and
read.
pizza party with the principal with everyone else for that.
Why
like,
would you want
semester.
that?
I was like, I don't know,
I'll try to
10.
stay
I
away
want
from the
pizza.
principal.
It's kind of funny how as a kid, you can make an incentive like pizza, and the kid will put in hours of work, like an insane
Hell
amount of
yeah.
work, dozens of hours for like $20 or $10 worth of reward.
I used to be so food motivated. Now I'm much less food motivated.
Because you can just
I
buy
can
it.
buy my own food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you just go get my own. I don't need you to get me to do 3 hours of work. I mean, if it's something fun, like if like you help somebody do something, like we filmed this video with Alan, we went to Florida and did this whole thing. And that was basically like, I was just making him buy us food. That was sort of it. Like, that's all you're paying me. You're just buying my food.
I feel like that's definitely different.
Yeah, it's still kind of the same thing though. Like, it's like, just give me food, but I'm not working for the food.
Yeah, exactly.
The food is just sweetening the deal.
I
Hey,
don't
we
know.
need to get back on track, back on anime. How did we derail this badly?
We're talking about downloading stuff.
The rest of
I
this
want an
episode has to
explanation.
be dubbed in Japanese.
Why don't you guys watch anime? What's wrong with Full Metal Alchemist?
I don't have any
Stupid.
mechanism to watch anime. Like, I don't even have a TV. Unless maybe like
You can watch it on the
Duh.
computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have so many anime streaming sites. You could watch anything you ever wanted online
Really?
for free somewhere.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't do it for free though. I mean, come on, you gotta.
There's some
No,
stuff that you
there are
kind of
streaming
have to
services
pirate.
for it.
Yeah, like Crunchyroll, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever the thing. Okay.
I've
Yeah,
just
but not
watched-
even. There's still stuff that isn't on there.
Yeah, there's some weird websites that I don't know how they work, but they just stream it for free. Like there were I think 2 shows I watched recently where I literally could not find any way of watching it other than buying a DVD that wasn't in stock on Amazon. So you had to buy from third parties for like $120, and it's like that's the Gabe Newell thing, right? Like if you can't pay for it, I'm gonna steal it. And so I basically have 90% of the time, 99% of the time pay for stuff. And if there's just something weird that I find that I want to watch it, I can't find it. I'm not going to find it. Like, DVD player.
Right?
But you should, I mean, why not? Is it just that you can't? What about you not?
What? Do I watch anime?
What's wrong with anime?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I used to watch it.
Why don't you watch it? What do you watch?
I don't watch a lot of stuff right now. That's kind of.
What do you watch now and why is it?
I don't watch very much. I watch way too much YouTube content that I don't care about.
Yeah?
I'm
What's-
the opposite.
I watch almost exclusively William Osman and Chubby Emu
Yes.
and Backyard Scientist videos.
podcast reruns.
And Safety Third podcast. I rewatch it.
Okay, Kevin. I feel like this is like, we need to have an argument right now.
Okay.
Why do you not like robot anime?
It's because it's the same thing with you and like being able to like know what's actually going on in the show. When they start talking about like galactic warp
But
drive
that's-
rocket
Are you
booster
talking
feet,
about, you're listening, you're
tune
watching
out.
dubs?
No, I mean even in the subtitles, because I'll watch subtitles too.
Don't,
Like,
it's not subs and dubs. It's Japanese with subs.
yeah, I'll do that.
And
I
you-
mean, I'm not really firm in this position, but I mean I like to watch
Well,
it.
no,
with,
stand
with
your ground.
Subs.
Let's talk
Yeah,
right
Kevin. Don't
Okay.
backtrack.
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
I
It's
think
not
California's
the,
a stand your ground.
it's the whole. It's
state.
not the dialogue. It's the whole concept of the show. I can't do it. Other ones that are kind of more fantasy I can do, but like
How is
I
a
don't know.
giant
The
robot?
robots try too hard
not-
to be like scientific, and then it just sounds stupid.
But that's why I feel like subtitles help that a little bit.
No, it doesn't. It's
What?
just as bad. Like, yes. I mean, I like the old ones. Here's the thing. I like the old Star Wars because
Yeah.
I felt like it was more like detached, and it was like it felt like you were. I don't know. Like I wasn't expecting them to be good, but the new ones are kind
They
of
have
bad.
Jar Jar. That's the best part.
Those were my jam. But yeah, all the giant robot ones I don't like. Evangelion, I hate it.
Okay, what do you watch? What's an example?
I don't know. Nothing.
Oh my
Okay.
God, are you watching weird stuff and you don't want to share it?
No, it's not weird stuff. Like recently, I've been watching Nichijou. I don't even know if that's how you spell it.
Kevin watches some obscure crap. I never heard of that. How do you spell it? Nietzsche.
Nichijou.
popped up. Okay,
Wait,
what
is that
this
anime?
about?
Yeah,
What is
it's about
this
like 3 high school
about?
girls.
Kevin.
It's good. Trust me. If you guys haven't seen it, it's worth watching.
Follows the everyday lives of various people in the town of Toki Dame.
It sounds stupid. It's like
centering
an absurd
around the
comedy.
energetic Yuko Aoi, the bright and cheerful. I'm not gonna say the name.
Bye.
Where's the characters? Is there even a plot? It talks about the mundane the situations the characters go through. The plot, literally, there's nothing. Wikipedia has nothing.
No, that's why it's
for the
called
plot.
Slice of Life. It's
The
like,
anime series,
you know?
receives the most prominent story arc of this person. Nano receives the most prominent
Nano,
story
the
arc.
robot. Or the android.
Involves
I
her
don't know
desire
what
to
she is.
become a high school student, while the second half deals with the fear of being exposed as a robot. I cannot believe the
Can we
plot,
play a
the
clip, or are
plot-
we gonna get canceled?
No,
for
we
the
can't.
live-
We got to play it on
Wait, why would
Twitch
we
if we're
get
gonna do it. We
canceled?
can't
We
do
would
it
get
on
copyright.
YouTube. Yeah, not unless we're on Twitch.
Oh, you're right.
The plot is literally 2 sentences.
It's like day-to-day life for this these friends, but it's everything's super dramatized.
This is like you watch a movie and it comes to a closure and then it like keeps going. And it's like now these people just do ordinary things.
No, it's things like, for example, I don't know, like you go to order a coffee, right? And it's like you kind of like you're like, oh man, I don't know what to order, and it's kind of like you have a little, panic on the inside. But in the show, they like amplify that to like extreme levels, like a Dragon Ball Z fight.
Oh my god, that would give me anxiety watching that.
Does it last like 3 episodes and like they're just doing this?
No, that would
building
be
it
pretty
up for 3
funny.
episodes.
I watched the exact opposite. I feel like there's something we should talk about. Though. I've actually really always wanted to talk about this. Yeah, I don't know if you've experienced this, but it's the state of anime titties.
Okay. Me and
I
Bernard
would Kill
are
la Kill
like,
too. Kill la Kill was a good show.
I have watched a couple of shows where I almost feel like I don't know what's happening and I don't know how, like, who made the decision to like animate these characters like this. And I guess it's called like fan service, where you're just essentially making like.
Have you seen Kill la Kill, Will?
Yeah.
That's like the prime example of what you're talking about.
And you look at people fighting each other. Like I'm talking like it's just how do I describe this? Like just horrific character design.
Yeah.
Where you're watching this and it's like someone made a conscious decision to just center this character around boobs.
you can't, so going back to Japan, you can't psychologically profile. Japan is just unique in every way, and you can't ever figure out.
That is such a bad word to use. Because
Unique.
it is the nicest thing you could say about how weird it is.
They do. You can't explain some of the things they do. You either appreciate their art or you move on.
There's a show on Netflix I watched.
It's all over sexualized, all of it.
It for sure is. Yeah.
Nishi Joe they do things that I'm like,
And then
"Ugh,
they
is
do
like-"
this thing where like the protagonists are like teenagers and then they just have huge anime tits that they're like it's like you're like I can't watch
Bernard.
I'm sorry. This is like just like what do they call it? There's a
I
thing,
feel
there's a
like I'm
word.
being pandered to.
Yes.
Kevin-
Well, not
Kevin-
you, not you specifically.
Kevin's being pandered.
There's a word for the other thing too that like it's like more controversial where they have like I am a 2,000-year-old wizard from outer space, and they just look like a little kid, but then they like have adult relationships, and it's just you're sitting there being like this is like very convenient.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know. I never really see that in the wild because I don't watch those shows.
Yeah,
There's a
well, what do you
Netflix
watch?
show.
Those are always like the fantasy action shows.
One of the Netflix shows that I watched that I kind of like, I liked it, but it just had a little bit too much of that was, I think 7 Deadly Sins it's called.
Yeah, Sandra watched that. I couldn't
it's
stand
like-
that show.
It's just like, oh, there's a really bad one too that I just watched. I can't remember if it was Crunchyroll or Netflix, but it was like, Frank something, Darling in the Franks or something, and I almost didn't. It's like, I literally don't want to describe it, but when you watch it, you're just sitting there thinking, who greenlit this?
I mean,
Yeah.
you could probably look it up and find out exactly who greenlit it. Send them an email. Ask them.
I mean, man, I feel like you guys should go. I should give you a list of.
I have not.
To watch, and then you watch a couple episodes. And then come
The
back.
last
that's your
anime
homework.
that I followed, or that I watched
I want to hear
live,
Nigel describe Darling in the Franxx.
the last
Okay,
anime I
this
watched
is
was
very-
Naruto when I was like 14.
I tried watching it. Chelsea
Yeah, I
watched it.
couldn't do that.
It's just kind of it like starts off.
Yeah, Naruto and One Piece.
I never watched One Piece. I literally saw Naruto. All I have is Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and then if you count like Digimon.
You're so uncultured. Uncultured swine, Nigel. Bernard,
Embrace
you
your
too.
heritage.
So this is my argument.
You guys are embarrassed.
What percentage of Japanese people watch anime?
Oh, 100.
Probably a lot.
All of them.
If it's
At least
anything,
all everybody our age.
I'm gonna look it
Dude,
up.
half of the shows we watch are like literally they're made for a Japanese audience.
Yeah.
Why would they be?
My Hero.
Well,
My
it
Hero
literally
Academia.
can't be 100%.
No,
So it says
can
that
be. I think
a
it's more than
survey in
100%.
2019 said 33% of people in Japan stated they often read manga or watch anime.
That means it's like 60%.
Either way, it's literally impossible to be 100. My argument is that
It's
you don't
100%
have to
of
watch
people that
it
are
to be
30 years
truly
old or younger.
Japanese. There's a lot of Japanese people who don't own. They have no connection with technology. They don't have any moving picture device to watch it on.
You know, I would say for me, it goes even beyond anime. Like, I haven't watched any of like the streaming shows either. Like, the only one I've watched is on Apple TV, The Morning Show. I think I watched like the first season of that just because like I had just gotten like a laptop in 2019, and I'm like, oh, I can watch this on the laptop. And then I like watched a couple episodes, and I was like, okay, cool.
Oh my God, do you do crossword puzzles?
What do you do,
bingo?
Bernard?
I'm trying to
Besides-
profile.
I
somehow.
think-
You know what kind of kills me? I was at a wedding on
What's the name of the retirement home you live in?
Saturday, right? You know, and somebody asked me, they're like, "What do you do for fun?" And I'm like, "YouTube videos."
No, you can't say that.
But here's the thing: I can say that because I don't do it full time, right?
But-
I mean, it's like it literally is
I've-
my fun time.
Bernard, what do you do for pain and suffering?
Make YouTube videos.
Make YouTube videos.
But wait, Bernard, if you spent more time making YouTube videos, then that would eventually stop being as fun. Would you be going to your day job for fun?
That's a good question. I don't know. I
You
mean,
would
it's
just have no fun anymore.
because like YouTube affords me the chance to fly out to like other people to like, you know, film them as like an actor or something. Like I'm going to LA later this year if you guys open back up, and William
the
will be in one of my
Can you do
videos
the
about
trash
that.
can egg video?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you
We'll
mean
get
if they
Alan as the
open back
actor.
up?
Well, I mean, the production's like if I need a stage, like it's harder to get a stage right now in Los
Okay.
Angeles, right?
No, I just didn't.
I think you can get. I don't think
Can we
it's
do the
gonna be
chicken
too
nugget
hard.
video?
yeah,
Yes.
chicken nugget video.
We're gonna need the medical case first, so I'll get it right on top of eating that chicken nugget.
yeah.
There's plenty of other cases we can get with Alan and William.
Just find something
Alright.
that has to do with eggs, yeah, or like
Yeah.
pick like.
Will recommend us an anime. You haven't said what you like to watch.
I think if I had to recommend something to someone, I really like One Punch Man. I really like Full Metal Alchemist. I think it's the same guy who made One Punch Man. It's Mob Psycho is really good. They're sort of like they're
I
kind
think
of
I saw Mob Psycho. I think
it's
I
kind of
liked that
a
one.
parody of anime in general, but it also is. It like does the tropes, but it also is a parody, but it's also like it's well done. It's like very well thought out. It's like a good. It feels not
Oh,
I won't say
no.
real.
I try. This is the guy that's like the psychic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
didn't like
I
it?
tried. I couldn't do it. It was interesting, but it was too. You're right. What it was. It was too over stylized.
Yeah, but it's also like the art is fantastic.
Yeah. it
And
is.
I just sort of generally like the idea of like a very self-aware, like it kind of makes fun of tropes, but it still also participates. in
Yeah.
them. I think Full Metal Alchemist is just like
It's a classic.
it's like a book kind of like it's a very like solid, I think, story. It's like one of the most I don't know.
It used to be on Adult Swim, you know, like, and I would watch it, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I could never figure out what the actual story.
Yeah,
of
you
that
gotta
show
watch
is.
it not on TV. TV doesn't do justice. Like Cowboy Bebop, I just watched for the first time in its entirety. that is a perfect TV show because it is all over the place. Like, you don't need to know what happened the previous episode because it's just sort of like the art's really good. It's just kind of quirky and funny and weird, like a good way to pass time without having to like keep track of the arc. But like something like Full Metal Alchemist, like you have to know what happened before because it literally is like the whole series is like an entire.
Yeah, you can't just jump into it.
Right. And like it does
Halfway
like they
through.
do all sorts of crazy shit, dude. Like it's like dark and like a lot of kind of totally like just horrible ideas, but I think that it's one of the best. There's 2 versions too, and I think the newer one is like the better one. The Brotherhood one is like they redid it or something like that.
Okay.
And then
I
like
think you.
yeah.
I was gonna say I think Nigel and Bernard are missing out. You know,
What
they're
about
watching
movies. Like
What?
Akira.
Oh, I got a lot. I got a lot of movies.
I had a question. What do you watch besides anime?
Me?
Any of you?
YouTube. anime review videos.
That's the thing. I watch so much YouTube. I don't like to watch YouTube. I watch YouTube, but like in my free time, you know, if I want to relax or something, I'll just put something on.
So when you watch YouTube, you're not relaxing?
I mean, I can't just sit there and watch YouTube videos back to back like I can with TV because it's hard. You got to go searching for stuff. You got to find stuff you're interested in every 10 minutes.
I'm just commenting because you said I don't want to watch YouTube if I'm like. It kind of made it sound like watching YouTube videos is just straight up work.
I mean, I can't sit down on YouTube and just scroll through
No,
videos
no, I know
forever
what you
like
mean.
that, unless it's like mindless meme compilations.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is another one. I think that show is like a solid 8 out of 10. It could be a 10 out of 10, but there's a lot of like that kind of TV filler that just sort of I think drags it out a little bit too much. Movies, dude, do some movies. Movies are super easy. Akira.
Okay, Gonzo was a really good movie.
Gonzo.
It's like a sci-fi anime movie where you like die and you get transported into this video game and there's monsters and you got to like kill monsters to get points to buy upgrades for your character, and then you can like, if you get enough points you can get back to life. It's like a 3D anime and a lot of people don't like it.
I hate it. I hate that.
Dude, it's
oh
really
my
good.
God, I
really
hate
good.
3D anime so much. I hate 3D anything.
It's like
garbage.
there's this one studio that does all of it.
And
and people
not a
like
good
it or
sign.
they hate it.
It's a machine, dude. It's like it's a
But
neural
this
network.
this is really good.
No. I refuse.
Kevin, it's
Your
bad.
taste is trash.
It's terrible.
Welcome
Just
to the
try
trash. Welcome to the Taste Trash podcast,
Poor Kevin.
where we taste trash every podcast episode. Bad.
Hey,
Kevin.
speaking of podcasts, there's another one that's being like started up by YouTubers. Some Ordinary podcast, Muda, right? Muda's got his podcast too. He's like but I mean Muda uploads every day though. Like none of us upload every day.
I don't have that kind of brain power.
I can't do it. I that kind of video I couldn't do. Oh, so here's the thing. I don't have Netflix. I don't have.
What is that? Is
I
that
don't
Jimmy?
have any. I must just be
shaking
living in the
Jimmy's
dark
butt.
ages. I don't have anything.
You,
Like I was.
what?
I was.
Bernard.
What?
Why?
I don't know. I just don't have it.
What do you?
So
what do
you
do?
don't.
What were you
You
doing
just watch
before?
YouTube videos.
What were you doing an hour ago, before you started?
Well,
Before we started.
well, I just posted a video, so I was responding to some of the comments.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, I
And
missed that.
then
I was
maybe
looking at Jimmy, shaking his butt. What did you say, Bernard? What are you guys all shocked about?
No, I don't have Netflix. Like I don't. Here's the thing. Like, so I was at that wedding, and they asked me like they kept talking about all these shows, and they're like, oh yeah, these shows are so good or whatever, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I don't have Hulu, I don't have like I have Amazon Prime, but I don't like I use it to like get the shipping, right? I don't. Yeah, like I don't. Even Apple TV, right? I watched one show on it, and I'm like, oh cool, and like that was it. I'm just living in the dark ages, I guess. I don't know.
No, your
Well, wait, I have a
brain is
question. I have a
still
question, Bernard.
functioning.
What do you do besides your day job and YouTube?
And jerking
Here's
off.
that's it, man. Like
Just
there are
jerking
days
off.
where I don't leave the house, and like
It's just there's just no
get
time.
Netflix.
There's no time in between that.
yeah, I guess not.
Oh my god! And you're trying to start new channels? He's like, I've already gotten rid of fun. Now I can get rid of sleep.
Exactly.
Oh, I get sleep. I mean that's no problem. But it's just, yeah, I don't know.
20
I
minutes a
guess
day.
it's like between 3 channels and Snapchat and full-time work and.
You know, at some point you're gonna realize that you've done all this and you've made money, and then you've never spent the money on things, which is the whole point of making money. And then you die, and you give it to your kids, and then they go.
But like,
and blow it
I
on
mean, the point of doing it.
And then they
is
inherit
for money.
500 injection molding machines.
Those bastards deserve nothing more from me. I haven't had kids yet, so I don't know that they're bastards. I'm just assuming that they are. Oh yeah, bastards when the
I
dad
Chelsea
leaves,
yelling.
right? Wait a second.
Wait, William,
you
you're
have full
married,
control over that.
Oh, Chelsea said a bastard is when if you have a child out of wedlock.
right? Yeah.
So you have to get divorced.
God, is that really a big deal? Or maybe it just used to be a big deal. If you're,
It was
Oh.
because like if you think about it in context of like kings, right? Like if you have a kid out of wedlock, like who's the heir, right?
Right.
Right, and like that ripples down into society from
Yeah.
the big
It makes-
honcho.
I've done the math, and I'm pretty sure that might make me a bastard.
Yeah, isn't it something like October 10th is like the most common birthday because that's exactly 9 months from January 1st.
That sounds about right. They always see like bursts in population during like 9 months after like a huge storm to like a shut-in.
Yeah.
A bunch of COVID babies.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
wonder if we compare the birth rate to internet usage. Or like if you compare like data speeds, like internet data speeds to population growth, if you would see like as internet increases, the population decreases because people have better things to do.
Oh,
like browse
maybe.
memes.
Maybe. But that's like correlation and causation. You could never figure that out for sure.
Like, I want to talk more about anime.
I mean,
how
there's
much you guys
gotta
watch
be,
anime?
I'm done with anime.
Watch it.
Have you
The
guys
anime?
you guys watched Pokemon as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you watched Pokemon as an adult?
Haven't watched it recently.
Trash. Garbage.
Is it?
Absolute
Pokemon?
garbage.
No.
Yeah.
I just went
Garbage.
through and watched them.
Garbage.
They're not bad. I
Kevin
liked it.
really does have
I
trash
watched them.
taste. It's bad. How do you say that robot stuff's bad but Pokemon's good? It's
There's
garbage.
some. No.
Yes. The first episode of Pokemon is like the only good episode. The season 1, episode 1.
The season 1.
There's some nuance here.
Dude,
all
Ash
right?
gets
But
absolutely like wrecked.
no, the new one's the original one is the only one that has soul. Every other Pokemon is bad.
The first episode of Pokemon is like the one where it's like every 10-year-old who goes outside needs a gun in the world of Pokemon.
Yeah, there's
To
like
defend
trainers that want to
themselves.
rob
If
you.
they don't have their own Pokemon, they need a gun. Dude, he gets his like eyes pecked out.
Yeah. The Pidgeys, like a tree full of Pidgeys or something.
Yeah.
I remember that. The Team Rocket.
No, sparrows.
Oh, Sparrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the mean ones.
Yeah. I think it's the rest of them are bad though.
Well, hey,
They're
have
not
you
great.
kept up with Pokemon since like Gen?
I've tried.
Gen
I've watched
1?
some, and it's just like, just how many Pokemon can we introduce every episode? So we can,
Well, not even the
Yeah.
episode, but like the games. Like.
oh no, I
'cause
haven't.
No,
I see.
The last one I played was Gold.
once there was
And
more
I
than
played a little
300
bit of
Pokemon,
Pearl,
I lost
but-
interest.
When was Gold?
Gold was 2000.
Yeah, that's the last one I played too.
Probably.
I never played.
And
it.
then-
Yellow.
Actually, no.
Uh,
I played
or-
one other after.
There's Gold and Silver, right?
Yeah, Gold and Silver, and then Platinum was like their yellow or their like
Hmm.
Yeah.
cross in between. I played Pearl for a little bit.
played-
I mean,
yeah.
God, I was already like 20 something when that thing came out, and I'm like, what am I doing playing Pokemon?
Hmm.
But it was fun, so why not?
Yeah, I bought the Switch rebuild of not even a rebuild. It's like the whatever the special edition of the original game. I think. What did they call? I don't remember. What it was called. Where it is like the sort of just
Pikachu?
modern
Yellow?
version. No, maybe was it yellow? I don't really remember what it was, but it was essentially the old map, the very first map.
Oh yeah. I know what you're
And-
talking about.
But they kind of just it was like half baked. Like it kind of sucked. Like everything was the same, but they changed like like the Safari Zone.
yeah.
They changed it to like something that connects with
The
Pokemon
slot machines.
Go. Yeah, I think they got rid of the slot machines too. I think. I remember I got like 2/3 of the way through, and I was like, this is stupid. Like,
I don't know if you remember in the original one, but like I think in the slot machines you could only get Porygon from the slot
yes,
machines.
as a prize.
Yeah.
And I remember I got a Porygon and I grinded those slot machines, and then a couple days later the hammer went right down on my game.
Oh,
No.
Back
I
to
think
the
part
trauma.
of the magic of the original Pokemon games was like, it's cause you could like trade with your friends and stuff like that. It was a
You
lot
could
more.
gamble. You
Yeah,
could
you
literally
could
actually
gamble,
gamble. That is the best part of the original Pokemon
mean,
game.
For
But,
sure.
but you had to have like friends, and like I remember. It was like,
No, Bernard, no.
no, but okay. But you know what I mean. But so it was like you had friends that also like I had a blue cartridge, and then a friend had a red
yeah.
cartridge, right? And then like we could
You'd kick
trade
their,
and
kick their
swap,
ass.
and it was fun. What is it? My favorite was Doug Trio in the beginning. Probably like not good anymore, but I thought Doug Trio was good. You dig, and then nobody can hit you, and then
Oh
boom.
yeah, and then you pop up like
Yeah.
the next turn,
Yeah.
and you knew
And
it
then
was
if your
coming
speed
too.
is fast enough, you always go first, and then somebody lets out something silly.
Did you guys
right?
ever
And then-
use like the
Pokemon was a
buffs?
phenomenon. Like,
Like-
I don't think anything else is compared to it.
Yeah.
Then
I
when
think
it
it is
first
the
came
most
out.
financially successful franchise of all time.
it was like in 3rd grade. I remember how popular it was. Like kids were bringing their cards to school, getting in like fights,
I remember
like
I killed a
actual
kid for
battles
his
in
card.
real life over like people like stealing my Pokemon cards. Our teacher had a Pokemon prison. If you ever saw you with a Pokemon card, you had to put them in this like glass jar, and you couldn't get them
God.
back. He had a collection, and like I don't know.
Even like what is it? The original Super Smash, right? Like had Pikachu and Jigglypuff in it, right? And like that was
That was
where a
always
lot of other
Pikachu.
people-
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone just had like it was like mega
Pokemon
explosion.
Coliseum, Pokemon Snap,
Yep. Stadium, right? And then
or Stadium.
Yep.
Look at people are like going ham on them. Oh, let's talk about the guns, Pokemon with guns. That video just got blipped from the internet. There's this
It
channel,
got snapped.
this brand
It's
new channel
gone.
who made
Wait,
this
what?
video where you have a gun
Yeah.
and it was
Did
built
we
up.
play that video?
No, not if that will get the podcast taken down. But the video is like, this is very infrequently do I see a YouTube channel where their video is like really, it's like very close but not quite. And I think this is the guy's first video, at least on this channel, but it did feel like a very, very like new YouTuber. And it's very good. And Nintendo blipped it. And it was just starting to get traction. It had been posted like mid-December, and it was just starting. Like we saw it at like maybe a couple tens of thousands of views, and then it got up to like 60 to 70,000 views. Then all of a sudden it disappeared. But
It had 2 million views on Twitter.
oh my god, they blipped it there too.
Yep. And let me check. I'll check when you're talking about it.
Dude, Nintendo is so old school and like crusty.
They are. They really like it's pretty bad how like, they go after everybody with copyright strikes for anything that resembles anything Nintendo. And it's like they're just sitting on all this old, I guess people say this old IP for all these games. And
Yeah.
I feel like there's nothing new in anything Nintendo does. It's all kind of like it's just stupid. I got the newest Mario Party, and you gotta, how long like a 10-turn game of Mario Party takes?
Yeah.
Over an hour,
Yeah,
hour
it's
and a half.
crazy.
Because it's
Yeah.
like you have to everything, all the little,
And you feel like nothing
every
happens the
sentence
whole time,
has to
too.
read out. You can't skip anything. Then you have to wait for the computers to go.
Yeah.
It's like it's brain dead.
Yeah.
It's really dumb. And
the
same with
map,
Breath
just-
of
they
the
never
Wild. It's
changed
too
the maps,
slow.
No updates or anything.
Yeah, and that's for all like the Mario stuff.
We were talking about the Twitch streaming TV shows earlier, and I think this is sort of a thought I had because I did think quite a bit about it because it is like a complicated issue where I think that streaming copywritten content is not a good idea, and it also is kind of like messed up. Like they do it with YouTube all the time, so Twitch streamers will watch YouTube videos. And dude, if you've got 100,000 people watching your Twitch stream concurrently, and you
I
go
would
watch
love
a
for them to
YouTube
watch
video
my
that has
videos.
10K views on it, like think about that though. You're a small YouTuber, and
Yeah.
now all of a sudden, like this 100,000 views only adds 1 view to your video.
No, but
Like,
they'll bring like their audience.
I know,
Yeah,
I know,
for
I
sure.
know. I'm just saying that generally speaking, like the idea of it is like not great. But if you look at it from like a more practical standpoint, there is benefit. But it might be difficult to look past the idea that someone is just like blatantly stealing your content for the benefit of, oh well, this might actually point a bunch of viewers in my direction that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yeah, but so say with the Pokemon and the Pokemon and the Avatar thing,
Right.
like, what are they losing from that? They're not losing anything at all.
Well, they're losing maybe
Nothing.
potential viewers in the future. So it's like,
No.
well, I've already
No.
seen it. Like, I think there is benefit in the way of like if you watch part of a show, then maybe that'll drive you to go actually watch the show on the platform, which like increases like
You are watching part of the show. You're watching an episode of it.
Yeah, but you might go finish the rest of the show on the platform, on like Netflix or whoever has licensed it.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
here's
might
a
want to see.
question.
You might want to see what happens in the next episode, though.
Yeah, but here's a question. So like BattleBots has this problem where people will air the fights. Like they'll cut the fights out of the show because like the show is like
That's all people
40
care
minutes,
about.
but there's only like 10 minutes of actual fighting, if not less.
That's what people want to see.
Right. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is if you watch the fights on YouTube, you're definitely not going to go watch the episode and see all the filler.
BattleBots should just put the episodes on YouTube with ads.
But they won't make nearly as, like, they won't recover the cost of the show.
That's why TV's dying.
Well, I mean, I agree.
Because, I mean,
But I'm just saying,
what else
like,
are you gonna do? Pay?
I can't, I'm not surprised that they watch TV shows on stream and then potentially get in trouble for it.
I mean, I'm not surprised they're getting in trouble for it. I just think that it's stupid that they're getting in trouble for it.
I know it's stupid, but they're also kind of stupid. It's like play stupid games and win
Yes.
stupid prizes. Like you guys,
Exactly.
like what did you think was gonna happen?
It's like we know that we can't put like I want to show trailers of these animes. We can't put that in the podcast. It'll get like
You'd have to, like,
demonetized
fight. Yeah, it would be stupid.
and taken down by 5 different companies.
Right. It made me think though, like Nintendo is super crusty and super like it's like Boomer City. At the
Oh,
moment.
totally.
But one of the biggest things that ever happened on Twitch, like in my memory, is Twitch plays Pokemon.
Yep.
If that happened today, would Nintendo take it down? Because I don't think there is a more clear example of a use of your IP that is more beneficial to your brand and would drive more people to play your content than Twitch plays Pokemon.
Aren't people interacting, like directly interacting and impacting like what's happening?
Yeah,
Whereas-
okay. So if you're not familiar with Twitch plays Pokemon, what happened
No, I am
was...
familiar.
Oh, you are?
Oh,
Well, I'm just
I'm
gonna
no tell-
say,
yeah, but tell everyone.
is Twitch Plays Pokemon was a stream, a Twitch stream that had a emulation. I think it wasn't emulation. It probably was an emulated version of like one of the first Pokemon games. And the Twitch chat was allowed to provide input that then would be tallied up. And I think there were a couple different modes to determine how the vote went, where they could choose what button to press on the controller. So it's like you can press up, down, left, right, start, select, A, B. And so the chat collectively played Pokemon with sort of almost like zero. It was like a hive mind where there was no like single control point. So you ended up with like a disaster where like the names of Pokemon would be like random characters, or they would go into the start menu and just start like messing the settings up. And there was like no one could do anything to control it. And I think there were some modes that would give more like final control. But they ended up like winning the game somehow. And I don't know how long it took. Let's see, Twitch.
In the original one, wasn't like the actual Destiny himself, like he was able to like successfully like release a bunch of Pokemon that people were like emotionally attached to.
I think so, yeah. They ended up like freeing Pokemon and dumping. It was just like a total disaster. And I think it took 16 days. So I don't know how many people were concurrently playing this. It was 36 million views. And it took 16 days, 24 hours a day, and they finally beat the game. I actually don't know how to beat it, but I think it was like beating the Final Four. What do we call it? I forgot.
Yeah, the Elite Four.
The Elite Four. And
It's different. Like I mean, it's like people are like actually playing it through the chat, the difference is that, like, I'll just tell you this. Like, I mean, it's cool when people watch my stuff on stream. I think it's awesome. What isn't awesome is, like, they'll go and get a sandwich and disappear for 20 minutes, and then, like, that episode never played. So, like, I kind of want to see their reaction to, like, the video. But if they walked out to get a sandwich or to take a dump, I don't get to see a reaction, right? At least I would just want to see that, right?
It's just kind of cheap.
Yeah, and it's like they just leave it playing on, and then no one's paying attention, and it's like, okay.
Like, would it be okay for someone to just stream science YouTube channels on Twitch? So they just pull anything science related and automatically curate that to a Twitch channel that we get paid nothing for. That's monetized.
If it was like what Pokimane did, I'm fine with that. But if it's like some AI generated thing that just like plays stuff at like a TV channel, that's stupid. There's like no insight there. There's nothing there. They're just like obviously trying to make money.
It's just
from
like
other
ripping it
people's
off.
work.
I mean, if like Pokimane's watching one of your videos, right? I mean, she's gonna say something when you do, like, let's just say you have a gun with a fist and punching through a brick, right? And then something like along those lines, right? I mean, she'll probably say something back to something that you do. And whereas
it's like
my queen has spoken about me.
Yeah.
Right. But
she noticed me.
But it's like if somebody's like ripping off your stuff, that's completely different, right? I mean, if they're watching it, like, I mean, you made it so that people can watch it, so like that's fine. You didn't make it so that somebody can put it on and
So somebody else could watch
shit 20 minutes and then come back.
Because they're essentially publishing your content. They're publishing the work that you put into making the video. But at least they're adding something to it.
Yeah, like the transformative thing that's written into the law or whatever. I don't know.
So do you think that streaming a game of Pokemon that's like chat is collectively playing counts as like,
they're all playing the game themselves?
But it's not like a good experience. It's more of like a unique challenge, right?
Yeah, it's a unique experience, and like when somebody wants to play it for themselves, they're legit gonna actually play it differently because they don't have millions of other people spamming controls, right?
So do you think that that's fair for, like, do you think that counts as like fair? It's like, could you legally do that where it's like, we're gonna try to beat this game by having the chat do it? Like, you're not like redistributing the game. You're sort of just creating like a very bizarre experience that doesn't necessarily detract from people's future use of the brand. So like, if you're playing Pokemon with 1,000 other people, like, it's not the actual Pokemon experience, and it might actually push you to go and experience the actual official Pokemon experience.
I was going to say, I think the official thing is that it's good for game creators and developers for people to play their games online, which is why it's become so popular and they let it happen. But in theory, they can copyright strike you because you are broadcasting copyrighted assets that they've made and they haven't given you explicit permission.
So can you show like look at like I'm wearing this?
Like it's weird to me because
does that mean?
Oh no, Will, no, don't
like,
do that.
Can I not? You see what I'm saying? Like, where does the line end? Like, are you allowed
well, I
to
think
sort of wear merchandise on the brand?
I think the difference is like, I mean, I think clothing is harder to do, but like in terms of like a digital asset, it's like if I broadcast myself or if I stream myself playing a game, it's not transformative. I'm showing the game as it was intended to be, you know what I mean, created, and I'm just using it. And then broadcasting myself.
Yeah, but you can't transform a game either, because like they took down the Pokemon with guns.
You're not allowed to transform a game.
Right.
Well then,
but is that but why did they take it down? Because at that point, like, it almost feels like it not even feels like that is a parody of Pokemon. Like the fact that you're using guns to kill
I think it's
them.
one of those things
they're not using the Pokemon characters
totally.
I think
to
he
make
could
their own game.
challenge it in court, and then he would have to find out what they deem to be.
Because like, what if your narrative was like, oh, we like, man, Pokemon is crazy. Like, if you're walking around in the wild and you don't have your own Pokemon, like, these things will actually kill you, which is a huge plot hole. Which means, like, if you're walking around in the world, like, you should be able to defend yourself. And so I'm gonna make, a Pokemon game where you won't die walking outside of your house. And it's like Pokemon.
At the end of the day,
you're making fun of the series.
But at the end of the day, he used, in Nintendo's opinion, Pokemon IP, right? Like, he used actual
but for
Pokemon.
parody, you have to.
Yes, but here's the thing: is fair use is a legal defense. It's not a right. So it's like you have to defend that in court. So they can still take it down. You can contest it, saying it's fair use, and if they reject you contesting it, you have to
That's
bring.
where
them,
this. That's where
you
this
have,
is
you have to
broken.
fight
So
it in
here's-
court.
They should be able to prove. They should have to be able to say that it's not fair use
Yeah, I think.
I
so.
mean,
because it's punching down. It's they can control anything they want to. If they put a strike on your video, if somebody wants to
Kevin,
take down your video, it's gone, and then you have to appeal it.
So I agree, but it's like, let's say you are Nintendo and you have thousands of people a day. You literally cannot, and then it's like, who do you prove it to? Twitter, YouTube? They're not a legal entity, so it's like they're not actually able.
Yeah, probably. I'd say it has to go through some sort of arbitration with YouTube,
I think what would
Themselves.
happen
But so
is that
I'll say this quick. So YouTube,
and that they have to pay for it.
But YouTube, what they do is, and all the other services is, when they're receiving 8.6 million copyright requests a day, they just go, okay. Like, they're just the middlemen. They can't. There's no way to handle all that.
what about people who abuse it, where they're like consistently getting denied, like where they claim music was used or they claim something else was used, and like let's say 90% of their claims end up getting denied, and 9% get not only denied, but they I'm trying to think of how to say this. Like maybe 1% actually go through positively. It's like imagine 90% get immediately appealed and rejected, 9% actually go to court and they lose, and then 1% they win. So 99% of the time they fail.
I mean, there are supposed to be laws against the abuse of the system.
But there's like not.
No.
Like it keeps
Yeah.
happening.
I think that's
where
a
you'll
bigger
have
problem.
these shell companies will, with a name that you can't figure out where the hell it's coming
Yep.
from.
There's
will
no
go in and
context for 'em.
strike videos, and people will be looking at this like, what are you talking about? Like there was, I see it all the time where they're making videos about the Spider-Man, but it's not even talking. It was like talking about Andrew Garfield. I don't even remember. It was like someone tweeted, I saw it, and they were saying it was being stricken, even though it didn't use any footage from anything, any of the movies or trailers or anything like that. It was just talking about maybe like, the past Spider-Man movies, like the old Spider-Man movies. Like
Yeah.
they didn't even watch it.
It's messed up.
Because like to me, the Pokemon with guns, like the worst thing that guy did, and I'm pretty sure they used animations and models from the games. I mean, I can't watch it now because it's taken down, but I think that they reused assets, because people have done that, right? Where they'll pull that assets from the game.
Yeah.
And so even if it's a parody, I think that crosses the line. Where if you're gonna do a parody, you can't use other people's
That might be
design
the
work for the
only
parody.
reason they were able to do it, because it's kind of like if you were to be
I
like,
don't think it got there. I think they just did a copyright strike.
Oh, and it just
to actually get to the trademark or to get with the infringement of I don't know, what do you call that? Like the asset.
Yeah, they just did a takedown notice. I'm pretty sure.
No, I
think it
know,
would have
but
to go to
in
court.
theory, somebody at wherever they requested it's supposed to look at it, and probably.
Like first it's a cease and desist, then they take you to court.
I'm just saying that somebody, when they filed it, probably looked at it and went, "Oh yeah, it looks similar to Pokemon. Okay," and it's Nintendo, so I mean,
think that
we don't
it's
want to
more
get
of a
sued
brand
by
protection
Nintendo.
thing.
Let's just take it down.
Yeah, it's definitely.
My guess is they don't want a video of this being on the internet. It's not that it's not
Yeah.
fair use; it's that they don't want this.
Oh no, that's absolutely
Pokemon
Nintendo's
being
main
shot
reason.
to death.
Why don't they go after all the Pokemon Rule 34?
They can't
They
stop
don't pay
that.
attention to it.
It's
That'll bring
harder to-
It's
harder
the
to-
Barbra Streisand effect.
Yeah,
They're like, stop
exactly.
making Pokemon porn, and then they like the Pokemon porn production tenfolds, and then they're sitting there surprised Pikachu face.
Maybe they're honestly not aware of it.
Did you know that, speaking of Netflix or Nintendo being boomers, you used to not be able to upload game footage of Nintendo to YouTube. You had to first you couldn't do it. Then you had to sign up for Netflix or Nintendo's special program where you were allowed to do it. They gave you permission to do it if you filled out forms and registered to do it. And now you can do it. I don't
This
know if you can
man
do-
uploaded Nintendo gameplay. This is what happened to his bank account.
It's funny, sitting in
infuriating.
corporate meetings, there's definitely people who will come, you see that it's happened in the meetings where ideas like that get thrown out, and like it usually just takes one person to agree with them for the whole room to be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea.
I think there's a UPS
And you're,
commercial
you're just kind of
that.
like sitting there, like especially if you're junior, you're just like, no, that's like the worst idea ever. But like, okay, you guys go and do it. Sure, why not?
Do you know how much money? Like, there's 2 games I can think of off the top of my head that have been absolutely minted. They've made people rich because of online content. Fall Guys and Among Us.
Oh yeah.
Like, how do these?
Those
How
are
does
good examples
Nintendo
recently.
not see that? Like, they do maybe finally, but like, those games were literally made by streamers.
Yeah.
So how do they not see it? I mean, I'm just gonna say like because they're in a position of stability that to them the risk is probably outweighs the benefit of doing that to them. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying from their perspective because they've built up what they've built up for 40 years at this point. Like that to them, it's probably more of a risk how they see it. Like I
think-
said, I'm not saying that's right.
You know who works at Nintendo still? The same people. The exact same people. And they're not going to change because they're a bunch of old, crotchety.
I was gonna say, I just think I think
Executives.
that there's like a thing too where I feel like it's a thing that when people really get into very deep into, I'd say like whatever business culture that they're in, is like some of them are probably sitting there just being like, they want to make more money, and they go, well, no one's gonna use our content without paying us. So it's like that's kind of where they get stuck. They're like, no one's gonna broadcast our intellectual property without us getting a cut. And then you get the Bernard in the room being like, but they're giving out free advertising, and they're like, no, they can pay us and give free advertising. But then, just the result is nobody does it, and then it kind of just no one
I've
sees their
experienced
stuff.
that working with bigger companies, just sort of as a creator, like dealing with bigger sponsors. And I've talked to like Simone has had sort of some interesting insight to this, where I don't remember who they were working with. It was years ago, and her sentiment was like, and this is Simone Yetch, the queen of shitty robots, or I guess I don't know, just doing whatever she wants now. Doesn't want that title anymore.
Yeah, bleep that part out.
Everything, ride or die, baby. Unless one of us says something really bad, then we just cut it.